If you feel exhausted even on days where you do absolutely nothing, this video is for you. Because mental exhaustion doesn't just come from doing too much, it comes from carrying too much, invisibly. Here are a few symptoms that you might deal with on a daily basis. You wake up tired, you feel overwhelmed for no reason, you want to rest but you can't relax, your brain feels loud, foggy, or heavy. Let's talk a little bit about the hidden stress your brain tracks. Mental exhaustion rarely comes from one big thing. It comes from hundreds of tiny things your brain is keeping track of. The invisible drains add up. And these can look like open mental tabs, like unfinished thoughts, micro anxieties, like small stressors you've ignored, decision fatigue, too many choices, not enough clarity in your life, emotional residue, the feeling you have never processed or feelings you have never processed. You feel tired because your brain is constantly switching at tasks. Even when your body is resting, your mind is still trying to navigate through switching through the open tabs. The small problem here is you're not lazy, your mind is just completely overloaded. Next, let's dive into why your nervous system is overloaded. Mental exhaustion is also a nervous system problem, not a motivation problem. When the body gets stuck in fight or flight or freeze, it stays on high alert. That means your brain never receives the signal that it's safe to rest. This can feel or look like constant notifications, social media dopamine spikes, emotional hypervigilance, no real downtime. We live in a world where your nervous system never gets to turn off. Your brain is overwhelmed because it's overstimulated and it's under recovered. The small problem here to look at is that your exhaustion finally makes sense. It's biological. It's a tactic for survival, except when you're in fight, flight, or freeze and you never rest, that is not good. Let's talk a little bit about the psychology behind emotional exhaustion. Mental burnout also has deep psychological roots. Your brain gets tired when you live in patterns that constantly drain your emotional energy. This can include or look like large cognitive load, such as always thinking, analyzing, and predicting, attachment stress, like worrying about relationships, people pleasing, such as performing, managing, appeasing, or suppressed emotion, pushing things down instead of processing them. You're exhausted not because something is wrong with you, but because you have been functioning in survival mode for far too long. You need to understand why it's chronic, not random. So let's talk about how to start feeling clear again, how to gain clarity in our life. Feeling better doesn't require a complete life overhaul. It starts with small nervous system resets, such as reduced cognitive load, micro rest moments, noticing emotional residue, and so on. So let's dive into these. Reducing cognitive load would be along the lines of not forcing yourself to remember everything. Try writing things down. One sentence, one list, one tab, closed. Micro reset moments. This can be a deep breath in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Repeat 3 times. Your nervous system resets faster than you think. Let's talk about noticing emotional residue. Ask yourself, why am I still carrying, or what am I still carrying from today? Or from last week, even. Who knows? Your body knows the answer before your mind does. A therapist can definitely help you release the emotional residue, interrupt burnout cycles, rewire survival patterns, build internal boundaries, and help you regulate your nervous system. So, if you're ready to stop feeling drained all the time, I linked therapy and some tools and resources below so you can have some action steps and a path forward with this information. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you've spent years surviving without enough support. You deserve the rest, you deserve the clarity, and last but not least, you deserve the peace.